Hey, welcome back to the Brojo. So here's a quick tutorial on the Turkish Get Up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the movement with the kettlebell from a couple of angles, the front and the side. Then I'm going to break down a couple of the components for you. Then I'm going to show you the movement again, either with the kettlebell or with a couple of drill pieces, so you can see it again with more context, okay? So here's the move from the front with the kettlebell, this one being 35 pounds. Okay. Boom. And then from the side. Alright, so a couple of things you might have noticed. My front foot, when I plant it, does move around a little bit. I'm not fully planting anything for a long period of time. I want to be solidly rooted whenever I do plant something, but I'm not necessarily like where I step my foot or hand for the first time isn't necessarily where it stays the entire time, okay? So the movement, as we're going to train it first, is going to be empty. So what I have you do is actually make the number one finger, because orientation is important. I want you to think about always having this fingertip pointing directly at the ceiling. So my shoulder bone has to move around inside the shoulder capsule. So I'm kind of getting a little bit of rotation there in this joint. That's a lot of shoulder stability. That's a big part of this movement. We're working on that. This guy has to be active and moving around, okay? So back down to a couple of pieces here. First, my arm is up, always the same side leg. Right hand is up, right leg is planted, okay? I want this leg out about 45 degrees. This hand, I'm going to spike this elbow into the floor. This is going to help me get up. It is not just a sit-up. When we start doing this with weight, you won't be able to get away with that anymore. So I'm going to push off of this foot. Think like you're starting a motorcycle. Boom, like that. I don't ride motorcycles. I'm going to kickstand my motorcycle up into this elbow, and I'm actively pushing this elbow into the floor. This is actively pushing into the floor. This is actively pushing into the floor. This is actively pushing into the floor. Everything pushes into the floor, okay? Once I get to this elbow, I plant my hand and roll up, all right? Now this is a little bit of a tight pose for me, so I'm just going to back my hand up a little bit, okay? Then I'm going to push this foot into the floor, raising my hips up. Hips up. We're in kind of a bridge position here. This straight side leg is going to curl and sweep underneath me so that I now have 1, 2, 3 points of contact with the floor. My arm is still up over here, okay? This back foot, I'm going to curl so that my toes are under me. Then I'm going to sit my butt back into my Achilles tendon, into my heel, all right? A lot of people, I do this sometimes too, will take this position here and stand right up. It's not too bad, especially when you're doing no weights or light weights, but as we get heavier, you're gonna want to sit back, draw your hand up your leg here. And the reason I'm doing that is because, you can see my butt? Good. From here, the muscle group I'm using is my oblique. And that's it, to get to the upper, to get to that top kneeling position. That's not a very strong muscle group. Versus sitting back here, I can use my glute. So I'm squeezing my butt muscle to get up, okay? This is oblique. Oblique is weak for this move. Versus my butt. Boom. Boom, okay? And then once I get to that top position, I'm going to breathe and brace my obliques, my core. This hand, I always just put it out in front and squeeze like I'm strangling a snake. And squeeze this one just for some radial tension so everything is tight. Boom, stand up. I want my feet to be even, okay? Take a beat and then reverse the entire movement, right? So I'm gonna put that same leg down. Now, I'm gonna take this leg from my, okay, so what for my, I'm all over the place. From down here, I'm going to close the gate. Okay, windshield wiper. I'm gonna dragon tail that leg back into position so I'm curved here. That allows me to put my hand on my leg for support, sit back down to my heel, touch the floor. As soon as I can, I want 1, 2, 3 points of contact with the floor again. Then I'm going to slide that knee forward so I can 1, butt is 2, hand is 3. Roll down to the elbow and then pull my shoulder blade into the floor. Boom. And then I bring the elbow down, rack it, and then I full tilt position like that. That's how we're gonna rack width, is with the fetal position. All right, I'm gonna show you all that again on the other side so you can see it with some more context, okay? Same sides, 45, 45. Everything pushes into the floor. Up to the hand, hip up, knee under, up, under, sit, kneel, dragon leg, okay? Or open the gate, or windshield wiper, this back leg. Stand up, be even, bracing, coming down, windshield wiper, or close the gate, or dragon's tail comes down, whatever cue works for you. Sit, touching the floor, 3 points, slide through, elbow, shoulder, pull the shoulder. Ba-bam, all right? That's with no weight. The next piece is to use a drilling tool. Now, what I always recommend is something like a shoe, but honestly a slipper or like a sandal works even better because you're gonna make this flat fist position. It's gonna be like that. I don't want a hand like that. I don't want a hand like that. I want a hand nice and flat so that my footwear can rest upon it. And the reason we're doing this is to work on that shoulder stability and balance, okay? So if I'm here, I'm going to need to go a little bit slower probably in order to maintain this position. And I've got my eyes on the weight the whole time, all right? Brace, stand up, stand back down, keep my eyes on, sit into my heel, boom, boom, and then pull it down under control, like that. Now, the challenge here is that if I get off balance, there it goes. Now it's easier to recover from that with one of these guys on your hand than with a kettlebell in your hand and pulling your shoulder way out there, okay? I've never seen anyone get injured doing a Turkish Get Up while I'm coaching them, but I'm sure it's happened before, especially with heavier weights. So just be careful of that. Do that a few times. Eventually, we can work us up to the weighted kettlebell Turkish Get Up, okay? So with all that context in mind, I'm going to show you again the movement with the kettlebell. Okay, heel position. Roll to rack. Same sides. 45s. Get out of your sandal. 45s. Everything pushes into the floor. All push floor. Hand. Hip, then knee. Hip, then knee. Sit. Sit. Kneel. Dragon leg. Brace. Stand. Take a beat. Reverse. Open the gate. Touch the leg. 3 points. All right, make the adjustments. Slide through. Elbow, shoulder, pull the shoulder. Back to field. Boom. To unrack. And that's Turkish Get Up. I'd say that's it, but that's a lot. So I understand that's a lot. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll try and address them as best I can, okay? Keep questing.